and welcome to lesson 2 of our module of ICT in Freight Forward. Attracted a company called West Blue to, create a platform to give them a technological backbone to do what was a customs core function of valuation and classification. Now, prior to this, there were companies that had been, appointed by government to do this. These were called destination inspection companies. Now, they were creating what was called the final classification and valuation report. It should be at the back of your minds that the mandate, the core mandate of customs is to do classification and valuation. With the advent of computerization, customs earlier on did not have, the core competencies to do these things. And so they were subletted to these destination inspection companies. With time, customs decided to take up its core mandate. And so they needed a technological backing. And this they did by, contracting a company called West Blue to give them the technological backing to create their own, valuation report, which was their core mandate. So instead of the FCVR, which was created by the destination inspection companies, customs now created its own called the Customs Classification and Valuation Report. Okay, like we said, the creation of this technological backbone for customs became necessary for customs to take over its core function of valuation. And now, apart from the processing of the CCVR, the PAARS also had on it the creation of the import declaration form, which was a prerequisite to making any declaration in Ghana. And also, there was the creation of the Customs House Agency Management System, CHAMS. Now, this was designed, an electronic portal designed to, to aid in the registration and renewal of Customs House agents' licenses. These were manual processes that were doing presentation of actual papers, bonds to customs, for our renewal, and which was a yearly ritual. But it was quite tedious because of the way, paper and all that was handled. This changed dramatically when the Customs House Agency Management System was introduced, the electronic portal. It is sad to note that the arrival of ICOMS also rendered the PAARS redundant, and since the new system was supposed to be an end-to-end procedure to cater for all procedures that customs were doing, we are yet to realize the potential, as in all these other processes that we were having earlier, the charms. We are yet to realize that coming on board on the ICOMS, and hope this will come on board soon. And now, networking. Networking is a process that fosters the exchange of information and ideas among individuals or groups that share a common interest. It may be for social or business purposes. Now, professionals connect their business network through a series of symbolic ties and contacts. So consider this in our scheme of things. If you are an agent in this world, as it stands now, in this e-world, when you have a client in Ghana for whom who requires some cargo he has imported, they have paid for online, say from Kazakhstan, but this importer needs these goods, to arrive at the proper time, at the right cost, as we have already learned. I'm sure you have. Now, how do you do that? You are not traveling to Kazakhstan. The importer is not going either. How do you get their goods to them on time, at the right place, at the right time, at the right costs? How do you do that? These are only through networks that are formed, freight forwarding, networks that are formed. This will become very important in your line of work to have such relationships. Okay. Now, several of these networks have been formed with payment platforms so that trust is built amongst these networks. So if I could call my network partner when I have cargo coming in from Kazakhstan, I could call a network partner in Kazakhstan, pick up this cargo from this particular store or from a factory. They take care of the shipments for us. It comes through customs documentation, everything is done, gets into Ghana, and then we take care of the local component. Now, everybody is taken care of. The network partner there is paid for the job that is done. There are certain top-ups or markups that are made, which also inure to the benefit of the local freight forwarder. And then at the end of the day, the customer is happy because the goods are, cleared and sent to the customer in our country. Okay? Now, this has almost become the norm for freight forwarders, like I said, if they want to spread their tentacles and become relevant in the industry. We talk about relevance because you can imagine if your client now realize that without moving an inch from their homes or their shops or their offices or their organizations, the things that they require could easily be delivered to them. What readily comes to mind are groups like the Alibaba, the AliExpress, the Amazons, and organizations like that. You realize that these shops are not in the same place. The kind of things that they sell on these platforms are not things that are gathered in one warehouse, but it's through a maze of networks. So their shops, they source things from their shops all over the world. But when these packages are delivered to the recipient, you realize you maybe just have the name Amazon on it. So you know that it was Amazon that delivered to you. But they could only do this through a maze of networks that they have across the world. That is the importance of networking in freight forwarding, and this should not be underestimated. Now, we